Hello, collective. Thank you so much for tuning in to Oracle Talks. Today is just a general, energetic, overall reading of the energy of the collective. I do have some affirmation cards here, in which I've already pulled. I've already pulled a few affirmations, so this is just the bottom of the deck. But I hope everyone is well. On this beautiful Tuesday, the sun is shining, it's warming up outside, and I cannot wait to get into the water. So I've already pulled an overall energy reading for the collective before we started, so I'll just go over some of that from the affirmation deck. Also, what you're seeing in the background are some cards that I've already started as far as an energy reading from the Black Goddess Oracle Within deck. So you see those messages generally, and I'm going to bring into focus the affirmation cards that we've already started to pull before the live. So what we have here on the first three cards that I pulled were just the overall energy for the collective. And the first card says, we are what we believe. We are what we believe. Okay. The second card here states, trust the timing of your life. Trust the timing of your life. Timing is everything. The third card says, you deserve it all. Not some of it. You deserve it all. Okay? Very important. So apparently you all need to know that you deserve it all. And because you deserve it all, you need to know that it's just a matter of trusting the timing of your life, because what is coming to you, you deserve it all, and it is coming. Timing is everything, though, right? I said this in a previous reading. We have to allow for, the thing, whatever it is, to be made manifest. And what happens a lot of time is when we are close to that manifestation, especially for the collective, all hell breaks loose. And that's what people have gone through, a series of different hells. But because they knew who they are and we are what we believe, they made it through. And you deserve it all. And it's coming. Also, we have out here affirmation card. Again, this is the general collective reading from the affirmation deck. We have out here, you deserve it all. You're a genius. You're a genius. That's the next card up, is you're a genius. And I was burning an incense, guys, and over here in the corner, that's what happened. So you really are a genius, and you really need to know it, apparently. If you don't know, now you know. You're a genius. If you don't know, now you know. But see, that's what I mean when I say all hell will break loose. Like we'll be going through the turbulence, and our genius does show up at that time. That's what it is. A lot of us, you get separated from, friends, family, places, and things, and that's because your genius has showed up. And when your genius shows up, it and I have to be transparent and say it like I'm getting it. When your genius shows up, okay? When your genius shows up, there's certain energies that can't be exposed to that. Okay? Because they're vampires. So know that you're a genius. Okay? Next we have from the affirmation deck, follow your dreams. It's pretty like straightforward, but again, because of the debacle here that we've gone through, grown through, and are now leveling up, your thought patterns tend to get a little obscured. So following your dreams seems rather far, but you are being led to follow your dreams. And they could also be talking about mentally, like you could be having actual dreams and getting clues and downloads in your dreams of what to do next. As a matter of fact, okay. As a matter of fact, I'm getting confirmation that this is what that is. Hold on one moment, y'all. So follow your dreams. Obviously, you're getting some sort of information in your dreams. And you need to follow your dreams. So that's confirmation for that. Your dream state is bringing you messages, clarity, that what you have asked for. You're being directed in your dreams. Ancestrally, I'm hearing. Follow your dreams. Okay? Next we have life is beautiful. And I'll just sit this right here for just a second. Life is beautiful, because we need to know that in spite of how it looks, the overall energy is great. Some of us are getting outside of our comfort zone because you've been stripped of that. The layers of the onion have been peeled back, so you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're trusting more. You're intermingling. You're building new connections, new relationships, and life is genuinely beautiful right now. That's the vibe that we should be operating in. That's the frequency we should be on, and that's the love frequency. Again, I have talked about that love frequency in the last 3 or 4 readings. We should be on the love frequency that brings things in. It magnetizes the pool of that manifestation, so it brings it in faster. Love frequency, love, balance, harmony. Life is beautiful right now. So I am very proud of you all for for letting go, because that's what you have to do in order to get on a love frequency. You have to let go. Next, we have from the affirmation deck, and y'all have the oracle deck here and the affirmation deck. I pulled one after the other. Just make sure you're happy in this life. I don't really have to explain that. This is very self-explanatory. Just make sure you're happy in this life. That's right after life is beautiful. Be the light. A lot of us, and this, I notice this about myself too, like a lot of us have this glow on us, like, and I've been being told this for quite a while now, but people always say, like, you're glowing, you have this glow about you, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, is that the only time a woman can glow, is when she's pregnant? But I understand it to mean that I'm showing life. Life is radiating through the light. So people are seeing life when they see me. That is a very beautiful thing. And when they see life, that means that you have the light in you. Be the light. Don't be afraid of the light. Walk in your power. That is what this means when they say be the light. You have been crowned with power. Your light is emanating through you. Do not be afraid to be the light. That's where you are now. And then I'm just going to segue, I guess, and go back and forth with the affirmation deck and the oracle deck. Just to segue, we see here restoration. This is the Goddess Oracle Within, Black Goddess Within Oracle deck, by Dr. Giovanni Washington, a PhD. And this is her creation. And so on my journey, of course, I had to venture through the dark and the light, just like everyone else. And where I have gotten to through the, initiation process, now into the graduation, I'm working with different goddesses or these different power principles that reside within me. And just to piggyback off of what the affirmation deck is saying, I'll go ahead and introduce the goddesses and their attributes. We have restoration right behind be the light. Be the light because you are now restored. There's restoration taking place on your behalf. You see, she's back here. Let me move you up front, goddess. She's back here, right? And she has the spread in front of her, just kind of like the same thing we're doing. She's divining, we'll call that. She's divining. Her oracle deck number is 42. That's the 6. I actually am a life path 6. So she's divining. She's in her netter state with the crystal ball as a source of it all. You know, a connection to the source, letting you know that anciently you have been restored. So that supersedes anything earthly or planetarily bound. You're not a local being. You're being restored because you came here to be the light. So y'all should be really, 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 like, really proud. And I have a Oracle deck guidebook, and I'm just going to go in just for a second and get the book out. It's a cute little guidebook. Oh my gosh, I'm going to show it to you all. I've shown it in every other, in every other video. And we'll bring the guide back up front here. There we go. Perfect. So she's number 42. This is the guidebook, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me move it down. Black Goddess Within Oracle Guidebook by Giovanni Washington, PhD. Art by Marla Warner. This is so cute, guys. Oh my gosh. So we're going to go to number 42. That's the card for the Goddess's card for restoration. We're going to see what they say when they talk about restoration. Because when I think about being restored, I think about receiving. My mind automatically goes to receiving. That could be energetically speaking, and 9 times out of 10, that's what this speaks to, is the restoration energetically. Everything else on a material, like everything comes with restoration. It's not just one aspect. Restoration is very broad in terms of what could be being restored to you. But just brief from the book, what it says here, the guidebook, page 42, restoration. This comes from the United Kingdom. Pamela Coleman Smith was a multi-hyphenate artist born to American parents in London in the late 1870s. She was an accomplished illustrator, writer, publisher, and occultist who often went by the nickname Pixie. While there is some debate about her ethnicity and sexual orientation, what's clear is that Pixie was marginalized because of her perceived otherness. Okay, so just follow this, and I want y'all to focus on this restoration card. I really wish I could bring this up more. Just focus on the restoration card for me. I need you guys to really focus on that, what we're looking at with this, okay? I'm going to try to put it, yeah, here we go. I can't get it to sit up, guys, I'm sorry. We'll just sit it here. There we go. Just focus on that, and I'll give you guys a better view here. I apologize. Okay, here we go. All right, so if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, you've seen the work of Pamela Coleman Smith. She illustrated every single card. So she is the illustrator of one of the, the original Rider-Waite deck, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. She is the original illustrator. All of the cover arts of those cards were her creation, okay? So that's very important. Paid only a pittance for the work, Miss Pamela Coleman Smith was not given credit for her contribution to the deck until very recently, nearly 100 years after her death. Mrs. Coleman Smith didn't have any children and died nearly penniless. As she has no descendants, there is no one to whom we can give reparations on her behalf. Now, this is where it gets good. But we can offer her a restoration of the ancestral variety. Okay, so what this looks like off the bat to me is they're telling you this is not an individual thing. There's a restoration of, ancestrally speaking, of a bloodline. Okay, so somebody's bloodline is about to be restored. And that is a reason to celebrate. Do you hear me? Somebody's bloodline is about to be restored. Wow. We're gonna get into it. Ancestral restoration is the poetic healing of ruptures created by colonial ways of knowing and being. But we can offer her a restoration of the ancestral variety. Ancestral restoration is the poetic healing of ruptures created by colonial ways of knowing and being. We have, and I read that like 2 or 3 times so y'all could just hear that, okay? That's real important. We have invited Pamela Coleman Smith into this deck as an ancestral restoration to begin healing the rupture created by white, capitalist, patriarchal society that prevented Mrs. Coleman Smith from being fairly compensated and appropriately acknowledged. We are not just honoring her contribution, we are celebrating her in a language she most certainly understands. And down in the footnotes, y'all, they have like a little passage here. This it's called the invitation. This is the invitation that you are giving to the goddess when you receive this message from your ancestors. This is an invitation of the goddess. You inviting this goddess to guide you, internally for ancestral restoration. This is a very big deal. Honor the contributions and sacrifices of your ancestors through the poetic healing of ancestral restoration. So ancestrally, you are being restored. And that's why the turbulence, that's why so much chaos. It's because this had to get really, it's had to get really turbulent before a restoration could be made. But it has been done. When you see when the restoration goddess makes herself known, in this case represented by Mrs. Pamela Coleman Smith, that means that this is actually has happened already, and it's on the way. So yeah, we got some great parallels here between the affirmation deck and the Oracle, the Black Goddess Within Oracle deck. This is really beautiful, beautiful energy. All right, we'll set that there. Yeah, I am feeling I'm feeling all of this energy. And right next to restoration, we have Mawulisa. And I'm just going to bring the cards up here so you guys can see them, okay? This is our restoration card, guys. Look at her. Okay? Divine restoration already taking place. Mawulisa, number 14. If y'all will just take time to look at the art. Look at the picture in its entirety, because this is what's going on within you. This is your present. This is now. So the restoration has already taken place. Now Mawulisa, the goddess, has come forward to bring her message. Let's see what Mawulisa is talking about. Okay. Mawulisa. Y'all, this deck is so beautiful. All right, Mawulisa. Lisa, Mawu, Mahu, Sokapo, Disase, Kapaya, Fan Benin, also Iwi. They have roots in Oyo and Yoruba and Ghana. Okay, so when I read from the book, guys, the guidebook, they'll have like a breakdown of all the different names and the geographical location of the actual goddesses that were once, here. Okay, so let's see what Mawulisa is inviting us into. Across time and cultures, Mawulisa has been considered female, male, and even hermaphroditic. Okay, so she's duality. She's both. She's everything. Fueled by the feminine aspect of the power of the moon and night, Mawu joins forces with Lisa, who has the power of the sun. Okay? Because remember, the sun gives light to the moon. Mawu's refusal to be relegated to one identification is what confers to her the ability to eclipse expectation. Mawulisa confronts the restriction of the opposite. She is not either or even both and. Mawulisa moves beyond the fullness of completion, spreading her arms beyond any I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Spreading her arms beyond any and all boundaries. She is wide enough, expansive enough, and capable enough to transcend time, gender, space, place, and she is limitless. Wrapping you in her warm embrace, Mawulisa animates the incredible synergy that happens when two wholes come together to produce something stronger and more powerful and impactful than what could ever have been achieved independently. So she's bridging the light with the dark, the feminine with the masculine. Everything now is coming together as one. It's in sync to do its part. Mawulisa is the ultimate creatrix who invites you to activate the belief around your limitless life. And because she was able to make the two become one, there's power in that. You can create beyond boundaries. You're a master. So what I'm hearing here, and I'm going to read the invitation further, it says, you have everything you need inside of you to create entire worlds. Manifest all that you require. She's calling the master in you, the master goddess, to create whatever it is. You have the ability. You have, listen, let me slow down because the energy is really high right now. You have the ability, whoever you are, to manifest all that you require. Again, that ties right back into the first affirmation card here. We are what we believe. Master Goddess Mawulisa is telling you that, like, you've been gifted that. You have power that in your spoken word or however you manifest, all you have to do is call on it and it will appear. And it apparently you've been doing that. It's coming. So this is just confirmation, and those of you that have not yet moved in that direction of your journey, I implore you to master the abilities that lie within, so that you are in control of your destiny. So we appreciate her for her contribution. Then the third card that we pulled for the overall collective energy reading from the Black Goddess Within Oracle deck was Allah. Look at that, y'all. First of all, I'm just going to pause right here before I even go into the guidebook on Allah, because I'm going to tell y'all I had a situation that occurred. I had a situation that occurred on the lunar full moon, lunar blood moon eclipse a few days ago. First of all, I want you to just focus in on this card, okay? I want to bring her closer so when I point this out, you guys can really see what it is. There is an owl here sitting out to her left-hand side. Let me see if can y'all see it? Yeah. Now, strangely enough, over the past 4.5 years, I have been being followed by owls. Where I have documented proof of this, guys. Like, I have a video of owls following not just me, but my kids. My daughters were at the bus stop one morning. They're like, Mom, this owl just flew over us and it's sitting at the stop sign just watching us. I was like, oh, okay. But they've been following me. Like, my house is next to like pretty large like oak tree, guys, like several of them. So one night about 4.5, maybe 5 years ago, I was sleeping. It was like maybe 3 a.m. and they were just all lined up on the side of that fence, like hooing. And it scared the hell out of me then, of course, obviously, but it's funny. I'm just seeing everything here on the card. But this sticks out to the most to me because they follow me everywhere. Just the other night, like I said, when the energy was extremely high through the blood moon eclipse, an owl, my daughter and I, my youngest daughter and I, was sitting outside. We had the fire lit. We were just listening to music. We were listening to, I believe it was a Shango. It was Shango chant. And an owl just flew overhead on our gate. and just sat there watching us. And I'm like, okay. And so my little daughter, she ran inside. She was terrified. She ran inside and got her sisters. My other kids came out, and my daughter was like, Mom, oh my God, what are you doing? Can I go up to it? I was like, no, I want to see if it's going to come up here. And I swear to God, y'all, it flew down, like right in front of us and started walking up to us. I thought it was going to fly in the house, but they've been following me. So those are, I'm inclined to believe when you see the owls, owl more specifically, but the different birds, there's so many different bird species here, y'all, in the background. You see? Look at that. They're everywhere. The birds are messengers of the gods. And sometimes spirits, especially when we see the red bird, that red bird is representative of a spirit. Maybe your ancestors, those that have already transitioned, that have already passed on. And this wasn't just like one owl. Right underneath that, you'll see multiple owls here. That's just the biggest one up top, making her presence known. Let me come in so y'all can see. So you see that one there, and then you see those faces. There's several of them there. It's like a nest. The mother owl sitting on the nest, protecting the babies, and she's looking full ahead in my eyes. So we have Allah up, and it's funny. My daughter's name is also Ali, which is a derivative of the word Allah. Allah is a derivative of the word Ali, which means Most High. Okay? Most High, Exalted One, Champion. That's what Allah means. So we're going to read about Allah really quickly in our little guidebook. See what it says. Allah, short for Ani, Al-Aja, Anna, Ali. Ali, as I said, that's my daughter's name. Igbo, Nigeria is where this comes from. Allah, meaning earth in the Igbo language of Eastern Nigeria, represents the totality of everything that is or ever was earthbound. Okay? So, again, this is a collective reading, and it's giving us just what we need to affirm, to confirm what we had in the affirmation cards earlier. So, it says here, as earth, Allah stands at the threshold between the living who walk upon her and the dead who are intertwined within her, human, plants, and animal alike. She watches over pregnant mothers, nurtures children as they are in the womb, and accompanies them as they mature and receives them back into her earth body at the end of their lives. Allah, the mother of all things, is fecund, fertile, and fruitful. The goddess Allah is bursting with potential of life. Venerated during all phases of the agricultural process, Allah's energy is ignited as seeds are planted, as the crops sprout, and as the harvest rituals are performed. Allah supports the entirety of the life cycle, even extending her nurture and attention into the endeavors of the afterlife. Wow. With her unique dominion over life from conception to ancestor, Allah integrates the two worlds. She teaches us that caring for the earth where our ancestral bodies lie is a way to build profound relationships with our ancestors. Allah reminds us that tending to our body is a sacred skill that reflects how we tend to the earth. This is an ancestral imperative. So your body must be a temple. So again, somebody is going through that restoration, and it's lining up with what she's saying. Now that you've been restored, you have to maintain your temple. Maybe somebody needs to detox, or is going through a period of detox right now. That's what I'm getting. We are the earth, and the earth is us. There is no distinction between all that is living and all that is dead. The invitation. You are not separate from Mama Earth. Do unto her as you would do unto yourself. Okay, wow. That's beautiful. And then somebody may be just like a caretaker for the earth, or maybe a botanist. I'm getting heavy plant energy here. But you have to realize that you are a plant as well, so you can continue to be that light. So maybe somebody's detoxing or needs to detox. That's what I was getting there. But let's see what else we have, because I'm already, 30 minutes in. Again, we talked about restoration. Now we have the number 33 out here for celebration. This is a celebration card. Like the whole village is celebrating, guys. So somebody's about to be celebrating, like their whole family. Again, you have ancestral restoration that has already taken place. So I don't know what it looks like to you guys. Maybe y'all have something planned, but whenever y'all get together, it's going to be magical. There is a big celebration that's about to go on, and when you guys get together to celebrate, having all of your bloodline like that together, this is going to unlock that final piece to make things move. Wow, we have altar out here. Just take that in, y'all. Just look at that. You have the red candle, which represents the manifestation that's going on there. You have the water. You have the earth, which is the plant. I think these are these cow shells, I want to say. So there's divining going on here. Your altar, some of you guys, like myself, have been given the task to build an altar. And this is, or I'm hearing this is an altar call. It's a call that you need to go to your altar. Like maybe when you're divining, you've put some questions down. So maybe you need to revisit your altar is what I'm seeing here. And I'll say this to the point of an altar. Whatever we do as light workers, as long as you do it in with a great intention, pure intentions, and love, having an altar, you choose what that looks like for you. But that's just a consecrated holy space, and it has a lot of holy energy. So a lot of you have been working on your altars. Oh my God. So a lot of y'all are picking up the call. That's beautiful. The call to action. Getting things done. You're using your magic. Your powers within. Magic is your latent powers within. That's what you're using. You're mastering your mind. You're going back to the original makeup. Is what I'm hearing. You're going back to the original makeup, and you're doing things. And some of us, when we do these things, right, like when you first start doing these things, it's like, why am I doing this, But you don't know why you're doing it, but subconsciously, I'm being told you do. When you start talking about building an altar, you got to understand that there's nothing wrong with this. They have an altar in church. You understand? But what people, people villainize altars and things like that, because if it's not, in a religious setting, then it's looked down upon. But why is it that the preacher can do it and you can't? So basically what I'm saying, and I don't want to get too deep into that, you follow your own path as far as creating the altar. You follow your own path on that. But you know what's holy to you. You know what spiritually raises your vibration. It's your own magic with your own pure intentions. Everything is pure intentions though. So great job on the altar call, no pun. Great job on the altar call. Just do whatever works best for you. And a lot of you that may not know what building an altar looks like, they just gave you a great depiction of it. So if you want to just take a moment to observe that a little bit further, this is what an altar looks like. On that altar, you want to make sure that you have representatives of the 5 elements: the earth, water, ether, air, fire, or the ether and the spirit, right? You want to make sure that you have derivatives of the elements: dirt, water, fire, incense for air, white candle for ether, red candle for manifestation. So yeah, those are just some things. But if you need further information as far as your altars, you can, you can look some of that information up. Let's see what else we got out here. And I'm just gonna, a lot of these are kind of like self-explanatory, so I won't go into the goddesses until I have to. I'll go into them last because it'll take time. I have to read from the guidebook. So we're just going to, we're gonna pull the words now. And if there are goddesses that I know you're familiar with, then yeah, I'll go over those. But for now, oops, the whole deck just fell down on me, guys. Excuse me. For now, we're just gonna go over the some of the affirmations that came out in the Goddess Oracle deck, okay? We're definitely going to go over those. Because those are really important. Like, this is direct. These are direct messages. Now, with the, like I said, with the Goddess cards, the names of the goddesses on those, I do have to read those to you all, and I don't mind doing that. So I'm going to start with the words first, and then I still have affirmations down here. So we have communication. And it's, when we look at this card, you see a lot of blue in the back, which is representative of the throat chakra. So maybe some of you are needing to, open your throat chakra or clear your throat chakra. Maybe your throat chakra has been blocked. Because communication is number 34, the 3 and the 4 makes 7. That's perfection. So you need to work on perfecting your throat chakra is what we're seeing here, okay? Or maybe you have already started taking, steps to activate your throat chakra. Anytime you see communication, that means that there is some communication going on generally. But you want to make sure you're communicating exactly what needs to be communicated. Okay, so we have communication. And this is the card that I love so much. Just look at that. This is number 41, protection. Okay? I really don't need to break that down. You have the 3 goddesses here wielding their sword, if anybody. They have on the sacred prints here on their skirts. The beading on their chest and waist. The cow shells. Yeah. And it's red, that's that fire. So don't play with fire. Like, don't let nobody play with you right now. Because this is what you got. And you have lots of this. There's 3 goddesses here. So they're protecting you. You have protection. And this generally comes out when someone needs to be reminded, basically. You have protection. Like, it's heavy on the protection. That red energy gives me Mars energy. That's that fire, that cosmic fire. They will rain cosmic fire for you. They will ring the alarm for you. I'm hearing they are the alarm. They're the ones. They don't play about you. So move forward knowing that you have protection. Next, we have source. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in so you guys can see it. I've looked at this card several times, and I'm just now discovering certain proponents on this card in particular. When I see source, my mind automatically goes to, the thing responsible for it all, the great I am, not just the most high, but the supreme of everything. And this card, there's a lot going on here. You have the water. Water is the source for a lot of things. Without water, we cannot sustain life on Earth. And water is foreign to Earth. Just a fun fact. You see the lush vegetation in the background. You see the food source. again, the source. They come from the source. So when I see this, it lets me know that somebody is tapped into the source of it all. You're tapped into the source. And because you're tapped into the source, all of this which you manifest it's already done. It says on the card, the source of the Nile, Jinja, world's longest river. And that's number 44. Okay. Next we have rhythm. Let's get a reading on what rhythm means, because rhythm is one of the universal laws. Rhythm is a universal law. Now, as a matter of fact, I was going to take it from the guidebook, but I'm going to read to you guys the definition or the etymology for rhythm. Let me get my book. Rhythm. All right, guys, I had to grab my notebook. Let's see what the universal law for rhythm is. Okay, and this, let me just preface and give credit to where I got this information from. Give you the biography. This is from the Hermes Trismegistus, the Three Initiates, Chapter 1, Philosophy. Okay. It says Chapter 7, the Hermetic Principles are truth. And I'll read the Hermetic Principles. The first principle is mentalism. Second is correspondence. Third is vibration. 4 is polarity. 5 is rhythm. Okay. So we're going to read the etymology for what rhythm is. All right. Rhythm. Everything flows. Now you see, you understand. It's flowing. It's showing you the water. Her hand is, the goddess's hand here is submerged in water, doing some sort of emotion, okay? Again, rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. So there's a rising and a falling taking place here, but it's all in rhythm, okay? Cause and effect. Everything happens according to the law. But rhythm, meaning everything flows out and in, everything has its tide, and all things rise and fall. So there's some rising and falling that's going on right now. You should be really happy, collective. Right behind that, we have elevation. And they just took you right on up the mountain. You understand? They just went ahead and told you. Just like some of you guys have been so consistent in your efforts to keep your energy cleansed that you have been elevated in your consciousness. Like, seriously, look at that. It's like being on top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Like, you can't be reached because you're vibrating extremely high right now. Again, you're being the light. Look at the light atop that mountain. This is number 9. 9 represents endings. Some things have ended. You've ended some things because you was on your elevation frequency. Okay? Wow. All things rise and fall was right before that. Rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides, and all things rise and fall. Right behind it, you have elevation. Okay? Right after that, we have blessings. Look at this card. Oh my gosh. Blessings. Look at that. Blessings. Because you elevated after the fall, you did. You have blessings now. Big ones. Ancestral blessings. And I you know what? I'll go ahead and pull out the guidebook and read to you what they say here about elevation. Blessings. Blessings, number 32. Lake Natron, Tanzania is what the card we're just viewing here. I'll show it once more before I read. Those are flamingos, guys. Listen to what they say here about blessings. In northwest Tanzania, water flows from the Ewaso Nagiro River into a lake from which it cannot escape. While the shorelines of Lake Natron wraps itself through 35 miles of highland, there is no outlet in sight for the mineral-rich water that fills the lake. The only way that water can escape is through the power of the sun's heat. That's evaporation, okay? As the lake water evaporates, it leaves behind highly salinated conditions that are toxic to most living things, okay? These are flamingos. There are flamingos, however, that flourish in this environment. So, wow. Oh my gosh. What a reading that was on this card, guys. I just got really excited. What they're telling you is in the midst of the toxicity that would have took other people out, you thrived. And because of that, you're being blessed, baby. Look at all those flamingos. That's you. You are being blessed. That is you thriving in those muddy waters. Because you knew how to get it out of the mud and make it taste like gravy. I'm not even going to read any more on blessings. Just understand that you're the one and not the two. Okay? Blessings. Right after blessings, we have imagination. Look at that. That is so beautiful. If you could just only imagine. Okay? You need to use your imagination more, because you'll unlock more blessings than what you already have coming in, is what I'm hearing. Use your imagination. Be as imaginative as a child, a young child. You know how wild they can get, but you need to go there. Okay? This is really getting good, guys. We have 4 more cards that I'm going to go over. Right after imagination, alignment. Okay? So I'm kind of picking up the see it, touch it, obtain it vibe, y'all, with these last 3 cards. Alignment. So after you imagine it, you can touch it. You hear me? Alignment. Everything has to align when your imagination is involved. Then after that, you can obtain it. Memory. Okay? Looks like they're beaming light into the cosmos. Or maybe they're receiving the light from the cosmos into their cosmic memory, so that they can obtain, that which they created and manifested. All right. Next we have initiation. So there are 3 goddesses here on the initiation card, which is number 39, which when you reduce that down, you get the number 12, which you can reduce it further to 3. And there are 3 goddesses here wearing waist beads. And the waist beads have a light on them, activating their initiation. And generally, you'll see a lot of indigenous goddesses wearing the waist beads when they are on their spiritual journey of detoxing. It is a way to measure their progress. So you have the 3 goddesses here with the initiation. So some of you are being initiated into a higher spiritual calling, which is going to put you in a space of a healing profession, holistic. Some of y'all are going on a holistic journey. Okay? And the last one that I pulled here, and I actually think this is very good. This is a very good way to end that portion of the Goddess Oracle deck within reading. This is the grief card. Now, this is number 37. It's crazy because I'm 37 years old. And you see here on the grief card, if you'll just follow me, just look at that. Just take all of that in. The goddess here is alone at the rock, okay? So she's lamenting. She's grieving. But there's no one there with her, so it seems. So maybe some of you, what you need to be aware of is that the grief that you felt from undertaking this journey on your own, you no longer have to worry about that, okay? Grief has to be put in its proper place. It does have to be dealt with. It's not something that you can, get over in a day. But there are tools that you can use, and you have all the tools out here. You've been blessed with protection, while grieving. You've been blessed with, the source to be there for you. Divinely, you are protected, and you have a cosmic family. So you don't have to feel alone. Know that just as you are going through this, even those who have not yet been initiated, they're still in a state where they're just beginning this journey that they're on. Just know that you have a cosmic family. You're never alone. 10 is beginnings. I do believe 10 is derivative of beginnings, because you have the alpha and the omega, the first and the last. So it's like a transitional period has been completed here. So you can step outside of that grief and step into celebration, okay? Step outside of the grief and step into celebration, because this is where you are now. This is where you are now. With the assistance of your ancestors, your gods, the goddesses, excuse me. We have a goddess out here that I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with in the Orisha Yoruba tradition. This is Oshun, okay? Oshun represents the sweet waters. Things being in a natural place. There are 2 peacocks on here. I've been having dreams about peacocks too. Sunflowers blooming, lushness, vastness of vegetation. The honeybees. Cosmically, you have been made whole, and the sweet waters have been returned. Matriarchally speaking, know who you are. Know who you are, and stand in that. You don't have to question anything as it pertains to, what the outcome is, because they have just confirmed to you that everything that you need is already being done. And I'm getting ready to follow it up and close out with these last few messages, because I have been going for like 53 minutes. But we're going to follow it up. We'll close it out with these messages here. But yeah, you guys, the energy overall is extremely high right now. It's fun. It's childlike. It's light. And, honestly, it's really inviting. It's really inviting. At least that's where I find myself at lately. Like, the energy is really inviting, y'all. I have people that just come up to me and just want to talk all the time. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's, that's cute. That's different. Not different in a sense, but it's like it's happening a lot more now. So that just lets me know that my energy is good. Their energy is picking up on my energy. So that's good. Things are real magnetic right now in a very positive way. But we do have a few goddesses here. that we're going to discuss, their attributes and what they're introducing you into or initiating you into and within yourself. And then before I read those, I'm just going to finish off the last little bit of the affirmation deck that we had here from the cards that I pulled right before the collective reading went live. You can do big things. Choose joy. We rise by lifting others. Keep growing. Good things are going to happen. Be the best version of you and keep dreaming. I mean, you can't do nothing but be the best version of you at this time, because that's where you are. That's where you are. So the first goddess we have here is Muyayi, number 16. Okay. Muyayi, or Mujaji, if you want to use the J's, but Muyayi. Okay, let's see what this goddess is initiating within you. Muyayi, known as Madhadi, transformer of clouds, love dew. Kifidula Maru Adaha, hailing from South Africa. The goddess Muyayi has a unique creation story. Muyayi is the honorary title bestowed upon a woman when she becomes queen of the love dew. Okay? Before she is Muyayi, she is a human woman. Upon taking the mantle of queen, the Muyayi is considered immortal and inaccessible. She is gifted with the magical ability to produce rain. She is even called the transformer of clouds. Kifdola Maru Adaha. Okay, transformer of clouds. Rain is the refreshing elixir that sustains life. Humanity cannot live, let alone thrive, without water. The Rain Queen is a miracle from the celestial heavens, and there is none, you hear me, greater. Because she can bring famine to earth by withholding water, she commands respect from all surrounding tribes. If you pull this card, then Muyayi is sharing her goddess secrets with you. She is entrusting you with the knowledge and wisdom to activate your dormant goddess gifts. You already know that there is a goddess within. Muyayi grants you the permission to approach life as your full goddess. The dress rehearsal is over. You are goddess. The invitation. Remember the goddess within. You are always already goddess. So someone is being initiated into their into godhood, to their goddesshood, being reinitiated. They're reminding you that that's who you are. They feel that you needed to know that you were always the one and not the two. Speaking of the one, we have the next goddess here is Abuk. She has her basket with the grains. You have 3 sheep in the background. You have a tree. You have a clay water pitcher pouring out onto the cracked earth, but restoring earth where the water is being poured. Then in the background, you see the mountainous background there, with the sky overcasting and the reds and the blues, and she has the green bead beading around her neck, along with the indigenous mass markings on her face. Okay, let's read about Abuk. Or Abuk. And I have to admit, y'all, this is very therapeutic for me. I say that on every laugh because it is. This is very therapeutic for me. Abuk, the goddess, known as Akul Buk, Dinka Nur Atuat, hailing from Sudan. Abuk, goddess of fertility, reigns over plants and water. Her powers stem from the conditions of her birth. The supreme being planted seeds in a clay pot, from which she and her husband emerged fully formed after an eternal night. Because she sprang from seeds, A book embodies the wisdom of the harvest. Whew, this is good. A book and her husband walked the earth for eons, observing the abundance hidden among the flora. A book developed a strong rapport with the plants, and they whispered to a book, revealing the secrets of their tending and harvesting, including the proper rituals for water and irrigation. Eventually, the Supreme Being shares with a book the magic of cultivation. Her wisdom roots in the fecund earth, amply watered, seeds to go to sprout. A verdant potential is realized. If you are pulling this card, the ancestors are prompting you to tend to seeds you've already planted. Do not let the earth go fallow. Your ideas, projects, and collaborations deserve to be nurtured and watered. Borrow a book's green thumb to bring your dreams to fruition. The invitation: remember who you are. Know your power. Advocate for yourself. You are infinitely resourced. Okay, so next we're going to go to Aja. Okay, Aja. She's number 2. Aja, hailing from Yoruba tradition and Nigeria. Aja is the spirit and soul of the forest. And let me just show you guys. I don't think I even put Aja up. I'm sorry about that, guys. Moving too fast. This is the goddess Aja, okay? Look at that. How beautiful. All of that vegetation, the forest, how lush it is and rich it is. That's where you are, okay? You've been initiated into that. Aja is the spirit and soul of the forest, an eternal reverie with the woodland flora and fauna. Aja's essence is carried on the invisible contours of the wind. She has a magical ability to hear the secrets of the forest, herbs, and flowers, transferring them into miraculous healing potions and poultices. Again, so that goes back to the card we had earlier, guys. We were talking about someone potentially being initiated into healing. This is confirmation of that, okay? Aja walks barefoot in profound relation and communication with the wisdom of the forest. She is known to the forest, and it is known to her. Sometimes one cannot tell where the forest ends and she begins. So deeply rooted is she that when Aja does reveal herself and her mysteries to you, be ready. Aja appears when you are primed for a journey, whether they lead us into deeper introspection, to a more complete understanding of the mysteries, or to clarity about our paths. Journeys often lead to a personal healing. You may be given or shown pieces that will help you complete the puzzle of your authenticity. Other times, Aja appears because you are being called to step into healing on behalf of the collective. That's what we're doing right here today, y'all. That's exactly what we're doing. So we are right where we're supposed to be in this particular dispensation of time. This is a collective reading. I came out of the gate telling you guys that, because I've been called, and this is really resonating with me, which is confirmation. I already knew this, but I've been called, or petitioned rather, to heal the collective. That's where I am in my journey. So this is really beautiful. Aja appears when you are primed for a journey, whether they lead us into deeper introspection, to a more complete understanding of the mysteries, or to clarity about our paths. Journeys often lead to personal healing. You may be given or shown pieces that will help you complete the puzzle of your authenticity. Other times, Aja appears because you are being called to step into the healing on behalf of the collective. And I read that twice just so you guys can understand it, because that's what I'm being led to do. This is for the collective. You're being told that this is what you've been doing, okay? Avail yourself to Aja's teachings and she will show you the way. Immerse yourself in nature. Walk barefoot in the grass. I just did that this morning. Hike the cliffs, camp in the forest. The training from Aja's outdoor classroom is unparalleled. So they're telling you need to start connecting more with nature in order to help to heal the collective. That's a part of your role. You need to get more, if you haven't been, get outside more, get grounded with the earth, put your feet into the earth. You know, the earth sends off a frequency. So when you put your foot, the bottom of your feet have certain chakras in them with healing abilities. And so the more you are in tune with the earth and nature, you can receive certain healing abilities. Okay, so get outside more, and get it more in tune with nature. And for those of you that are already doing this, this is just confirmation that you're on the right path. As you commune with nature, observe the interconnectedness of life in the forest and listen for Aja's voice on the wind. So she gonna talk to you through the wind. Okay? So the invitation here says, there is a medicine in each of us and also all around us. Look to herbs, yes, but also look to the healing presences in your own body. So some of you have healing presences within you that you don't necessarily need to have the different, the medicines in order to heal someone. You have, it could sometimes even be like, some people may practice like Reiki and things like that. You have energetic zones in your body that have the ability to heal other people. Some of us are natural born healers. I come from a line of healers. And again, this is just confirmation, guys. So understand that you're healing people just by you being in touch with those energetic healing spots in your body. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Next, we have Ashiako. Okay. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Let me just take a look real quick. Look at that. All that richness she got from the primordial waters. That's what you have coming. Let's see what number 6 Ashiako says. Okay. If you're pulling this card, the ancestors implore you to turn to them for support. They know you are a person with profound spiritual gifts that can sometimes feel overwhelming. Do not shut out or shut down the gifts. The ancestors are initiating you into deeper levels of healing. The invitation: share your burden with a trusted ancestor. You're not meant to carry this alone, okay? So what they're telling you is that you have a plethora of different gifts that you have been bestowed upon you. And sometimes because of those profound gifts, it can be very heavy for you to carry. You start to feel responsible for things that you don't have any control over. But because you're so gifted, you don't necessarily see it that way. And you need to take that weight off of you because you have an ancestor that would love to help you carry that, okay? You're only carrying what you can carry, what you can take with you. That's going to be the most beneficial towards your transformation. So talk to that trusted ancestor and relieve yourself of that. You don't have to do that by yourself. Next, we have Bunzi, okay? Now, this picture, like Ashiako, is so rich with colors and meanings. You see the multicolored serpent down here below her feet. She has the multicolored neck beads on that go all the way past her waist down to the portal, okay? She also has her sword. You see the rivers flowing behind her. Then you see that rainbow up over her head. Okay? Let's read about Bunzi. As the rainbow serpent, Bunzi also lives in the rainbow, reflected off of any water surface. Bunzi reminds us that a rainbow is an ancestral reflection full of ancient wisdom. Like rainbows, the ancestral wisdom is often found in unexpected places, usually after uncomfortable circumstances. The beauty of the rainbow can also be considered an ancestral tether. You are on one side and the ancestors are on the other side. There is infinite wisdom to be harvested from your ancestral lineages, okay? The invitation. The wisdom in your ancestral lineage is your birthright. Activated. So listen, this is how serious this is, and y'all need to hear this. You out of everybody have been given the green light to activate ancestral wisdom. Meaning, you know, for some people, they like to think of it as Akashic memory. Okay? But it's information that has been passed down ancestrally to you, and you now have the green light to activate it. So I will implore you to do so. And this kind of brings me back to the beginning of the reading when I talked about the affirmation cards, or it says follow your dreams. Maybe this is going to be in a dreamlike state where you're able to activate that, okay? So just pay attention to your dreams. Because right now you're activating, you've been given the green light to activate and given a source to ancestral lineage, as is your birthright. Okay? Beautiful. Next, we have Anukat, and we have like 3 more after this, guys. We have Anukat. Atop her crown, she has a crown of feathers, white and gold. Purity for the white. And then the gold represents nobility, royalty, ancestor energy. She's holding one of the horns of the gazelle. To me, what that represents is her being tapped into the above. You understand? Beautiful woman. She's wearing the red. It's more like a deep red, which is for the manifestation. Then she has a gold bar in her hand, and she has gold bars all around her. Okay? There's a sea of reds and oranges. So there's manifestation and creativity going on here that's going to yield some gold. Let's see what Anukat is trying to tell the goddess within for us. And she's number 5. If you are pulling this card, the ancestors of... I can't make this up. If you are pulling this card, the ancestors' abundant blessings are upon you. You may be required to shift your life to accommodate their generosity. The invitation: use discernment and enjoy the bounty and know when it is too much. So you are being blessed with abundance, ancestrally speaking. The ancestors' abundant blessings are upon your life. Somebody needed to know that. You've been wanting to know when it was coming. Well, guess what? It's going to be so much that's coming. There's going to be so much that's coming for a lot of you. It's going to be very unbelievable, but it shouldn't be. You've earned your stripes. You put in the work, okay? That's why they're blessing you like this. A lot of you, I said this on another video, a lot of you were called to a task that was higher than anything that you can consider fair in this realm, okay? And every time you chose not to do it, you know, all hell broke loose. But when you submit it on behalf of the bigger picture, and you continue to move forward, even while you had your own nightmare going on, you know, there was daymares going on, but you continue to stay the course, regardless of what. You are being rewarded for that, okay? So congratulations. I know it's me. Listen, just like y'all waiting on y'all stuff to drop. I've been over here putting in the work, and I'm waiting, okay? I'm in waiting. That's why I can spend some time with you guys, letting y'all know it's almost our time. Next, we have Nkosazana, number 12. So she's a mermaid, guys. Wow, and on her head is a tiara made of beautiful, beautiful seashells. Look at that. Look at that, guys. So a lot of times people hear, you know, mermaids or sirens, and they you know, they're really not, they're not trying to hear that. It sounds fairy tale, but this is real. This is real energy here. All right, so let's read about Nkosazana, number 12. So she's from Zulu, South Africa. A river meanders amid a thick forest, punctuating and feeding these dense the dense undergrowth that would otherwise see no sunlight. Through the mist hanging low over the river, Inkosazana watches over her village, bringing the blessings of the rainbow. Okay, here we go again with the rainbow. Pay attention. A shapeshifter, Inkosazana may appear in many forms. She may quench the ground in the form of life-giving rain. She can transform herself into a snake, stealthily moving through the situations unnoticed but noticing all. She can also transform into a misty cloud or refract light with herself to become a rainbow and bestow the blessings of heaven. Her smile radiates with strength to the sun, with the strength of the sun, Inkosazana also has a direct line to the healing principles and actions of her world. She reserves her communication for healers and trains them through snake-filled dreams. So, okay, here we go again. We're back with the dreams. Now, the previous card, we just saw Bunzi with the serpent below her feet. Now, here she is again saying, or confirming rather, that you have blessings of healing powers that you are about to be able to use. And she's training the initiate through their sleep by giving them visions of serpents. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Inkosazana also has a direct line to the healing principles and actions of her world. She reserves her communication for healers and trains them through snake-filled dreams. Okay? So if you've been having dreams of snakes or serpents a lot, and I have all my life, this is what you need to know. She is nurturing, ethereal, elegant, and powerful, and for the uninitiated, just out of reach. So you have to be initiated to receive this, okay? As a water dweller, Inkosazana is also a staunch advocate for protecting our waterways and the earth. Inkosazana wants you to pray for rivers and all bodies of water. This fierce protectress is asking you to bring all your shapes, ways of being, and ways of knowing to the situation in order to create healing for yourself, your community, and your planet. So we got some healers. The invitation: bring all of your seemingly disparate parts to the situation at hand. Welcome every iteration of yourself and shine. That's it. Last two cards. We have Badu and Minonia. Okay, number 9. Badu and Mignonia, Fawn Benin, okay? This is where they hail from. From her perch atop a palm tree, Badu surveys all in her purview, the land, the sea, and the sky. With her 16 eyes, she has knowledge of all possible futures. Badu's unique perspective allows her to offer you guidance at the interplay between fate and destiny. Badu perceives all. After receiving a question, she communicates with her brother Legba by giving him palm kernels in order to discern specific messages. Badu will share with you the inevitability of what the cosmos has determined for you, or fate rather, but will also explain that you have sway over the ultimate outcome, and your life choices will ultimately lead you to your path, which is your destiny. In other words, fate is about the divinely planned present, and destiny is about the future your choices will design. The beauty here is in knowing that you are divinely supported and you also have agency, okay? Fate is the chessboard and destiny is composed of your choices as you move the chess pieces along the board. Badu's daughter Mignona inherited the knowledge of divining with 16 palm kernels from her mother and was sent to Earth to share this knowledge among women. She became the protector of women in the home. If you are pulling this card, the ancestors are in full support of your desires. Spend some time communicating with and making offerings to your ancestors and spirit team to determine your next steps. The invitation: trust that the universe has put you in the right location and provided you all you need to successfully navigate life. You are divinely supported and you have agency. Agency meaning, look, hit up your ancestors and let them know what you need. They're standing by. They're waiting for you to do so. They already have it to give to you. They're just waiting for you to come to them. Okay? And our last card is Ilankaka. 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 Okay? Number 11. Ilankaka. Nokando, Mongo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, I want to tell you guys this. Congo, the Congo has very, 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 very potent energy when it comes to divining. So anytime a goddess shows up in a reading from that specific region, you need to understand that you have been gifted some very, very, very powerful, and I want to put emphasis on that so you know, very, very powerful primal energy by way of tapping into the source. So let's see what they say. Meandering through the lush tropical rainforest of her land, Ilankaka may have been so delighted by the various trees and the vast number of animal species that she was distracted and didn't see the hunter's trap set just in her path. Unable to break free from the trap, Ilankaka generated a mystical heat from inside herself to warm herself through the night. In the morning, the hunter, Lankando, arrived to check his trap and mistook the warm, pulsating yellow light for something that fell from the sky. He was delighted to find that, instead of a celestial body, he had trapped the beautiful and luminous goddess Ilankaka. Lankuando proposed marriage, and after much negotiation, Ilankaka accepted Lankando's marriage proposal with one condition. Lankando could never discuss the circumstances of their union, since they were thwarting tradition and marrying without her parents' knowledge or consent. Ilankaka was industrious and showed Lankando's other wives and townspeople how to cultivate a new crop, which was palm nuts. Ilankaka generated wealth and esteem for herself and her husband with agricultural genius. After a time, however, Lankando broke his promise, publicly revealing that Ilankaka was found in a trap and that there was no familial consent for their marriage. Embarrassed, Ilankaka ran away. After regaining her composure, Ilankaka took all of her co-wives and returned them and their dowries to their families. She tolerated neither ridicule nor broken promises. Ilankaka reminds you that you can always course correct and that you don't need to remain in situations that bring you harm. To be clear, this is not carte blanche to avoid hard things. Doing hard things leave you with new muscles, new skills, or a new way of seeing things. Harmful things cause damage and obscure your light. Ilankaka is asking you to develop discernment between the two. The invitation. Your light is meant to dazzle and sparkle. If it is being dimmed, remember there is always a way out. And I think that's the perfect way to end this 1 hour, 23 minute video, guys. Like, you have the power in any situation that you come across. You have the power to cut it off. Just like you got into something, you can get out of it. I don't know if someone has a situation like that they're currently going through and they've been thinking over it. Well, obviously that's the case for the collective. But understand that the goddesses are guiding you and telling you that you have a divine wisdom about you that you can use in order for that situation to be no more. And we have to be careful of our energy, guys. We have to be careful of who we're spending time with, who we're allowing to permeate our space, because you are who you are around. That's just a really big fact. And we can't jeopardize all of this. We won't jeopardize all of this. And I'm just going to I'll pull one last card from both the affirmation deck as well as the Black Goddess Oracle deck. And yeah, we'll go ahead and close out. Okay, so the last one from the Black Goddess Within Oracle deck It's here, and it's divination. What a wonderful way to to close this out. Okay, divination. Even though it seems like we don't really have any more work to do, guys, we don't have any work to do physically. We have spiritual work that we have to always do. You are your own diviner. You consult yourself. No one other than you. Nothing holds power over you other than you. You consult yourself. You go to yourself. When it's time for some answers, you consult yourself. You pick up your cards that you have access to. You don't need me or anyone else to give you this. But I'm doing this on the behalf of the collective, as I was petitioned to do so. But you are your first you are your first order. You consult you first. You are your first counsel, excuse me. Okay? And because you have that ancestral power within you, and you have been given the go-ahead to access ancestral wisdom, divination on behalf of yourself, first and foremost, is always the best. Because it's you. You can't lie to you. You work for you. Especially when you're operating on a pure place, which the collective is. And I know that. So divination. Okay? I want to pull one more from the affirmation deck, and we're going to go ahead and close it out. And I already see one card that's been trying to come out all day, and it just came out again. So from the affirmation deck. Something wonderful is about to happen. You need to know that, okay? Something wonderful is about to happen, guys. So I'm grateful for this meeting we've had today. It's beautiful in so many different ways. An exchange of energy. I'm just doing what I was called here to do. And a lot of times, you know, when it's done the correct way, you'll be able to receive it. And for those who are watching alive, now that's catching alive, yeah, it's for you right now. And those who it's for, when it reaches you, you'll get it. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the collective energy reading today. If I can leave you with anything, my words in particular, I'm proud of us all. This is what it's come to. I'm proud of all of us. Know thyself, and to thine own self be true. Peace.